My name is Rad and I am an alienated father.
In this episode, my aim is to explain to the best of my ability what parental alienation is,
The recognized psychological symptoms in children, the practices of the alienators, and how alienation in progress can be recognized and addressed before it is too late. I will also discuss the impact it has on the emotional well-being of the children.
In simple terms, parental alienation happens when one parent tries to turn the children against the other parent. It is a form of emotional abuse, plain and simple. The alienating parent uses a variety of tactics to poison the child's mind against the targeted parent. This involves bad-mouthing, lying, and making false accusations. The goal is to destroy the loving bond between the child and their parent. Children naturally love both parents, and it is extremely unnatural for a child to reject a parent.
This is most likely a result of abuse. Parental alienation is a serious form of abuse that can have long-lasting effects on the child's emotional and psychological well-being. Recognizing parental alienation is crucial for early intervention. The sooner you can identify the signs, the better the chances of mitigating the damage and fostering a healthier relationship between the child and the alienated parent. Children often exhibit telltale signs that should raise concerns. These signs can manifest in various ways, and it's important to be observant and proactive. Be vigilant and look out for these red flags.
Sudden and unexplained hostility. A child that was once affectionate towards a parent now doesn't want to maintain any contact and manifests hostility without a clear reason. This drastic change in behavior is often a sign of manipulation. Alienating parents influence children's thoughts and feelings, creating a rift that can be difficult to mend. Repeating the alienating parent's words. Another red flag is when a child starts to parrot negative statements about the targeted parent. Children may echo negative sentiments about the targeted parent, using phrases or accusations that seem rehearsed or unnatural for their stage of development. This again indicates manipulation or, in some cases, even coaching. Lack of guilt or remorse. Children affected by parental alienation may show little to no guilt or remorse for their negative behavior towards the targeted parent. This lack of empathy can be a sign that the child's perception of the situation has been distorted. Weak reasoning. Children exhibiting weak reasoning in their explanations or justifications for their feelings towards the targeted parent often provide vague, illogical, or superficial reasons for their negative emotions and behavior. Statements may lack coherence or depth, suggesting that these thoughts are not their own, but rather implanted by the alienating parent. For example, he is dangerous. Why is he dangerous? Because he is. Such responses indicate that the child has internalized the alienating parent's narrative without fully understanding or critically evaluating it, often due to repeated negative reinforcement. It is important to understand that children are not simply trained to say these things. They are conditioned to do so through an arsenal of manipulation. How exactly? Alienating parents employ a range of manipulative tactics to achieve their goal of turning the child against the other parent. These can be subtle and insidious, making them difficult to detect and even harder to counteract. Bad-mouthing and smear campaigns. The alienating parent frequently criticizes and belittles the targeted parent, either directly or indirectly, often within the child's earshot. When friends or grandparents join in these negative remarks, it reinforces the alienator's words, making the child more likely to believe them. By making false accusations and exaggerations, alienators often involve social workers and the police in these campaigns. Unaware officers, unable to recognize parental alienation in progress, act in ways that, in the child's view, provide absolute evidence that the targeted parent is a bad parent. This tactic undermines the child's relationship with the targeted parent, fostering a distorted and negative perception. The child begins to question their own experiences with the targeted parent, leading to confusion and emotional turmoil. Limiting contact and communication. The alienating parent creates barriers to communication and visitations, making it difficult to maintain a healthy relationship with the targeted parent. This can include scheduling conflicts, withholding contact information, or even moving to a different location without notice. In most cases of alienation, the alienating parent extends this isolation to the targeted parent's family and friends. Anyone who might offer the children positive information about the targeted parent is viewed as a threat and treated as an enemy. Playing the victim. They portray themselves as victims of the targeted parent's supposed wrongdoings, manipulating the child into feeling sorry for them and siding with them. This tactic can be particularly effective, as children are naturally empathetic and may feel compelled to protect the parent they perceive as being wronged. This is emotionally abusive and may have long-lasting effects on the child's well-being, as children may struggle with feelings of guilt, loyalty conflicts, and emotional distress, which can impact their mental health and relationships well into adulthood. It is important to recognize these tactics and understand the devastating impact they have on families' well-being. By being aware of these manipulative behaviors, we can take steps to protect children and support the targeted parent in maintaining healthy, loving relationships with them. It is crucial to understand that parental alienation is a form of child psychological abuse. It leaves deep emotional scars on children, impacting their development and well-being. Children of alienation often struggle with low self-esteem and a fragmented sense of identity, feeling torn between their love for both parents. The conflict and manipulation can lead to anxiety, depression, PTSD, and other mental health issues. These children may struggle to form healthy relationships later in life, fearing rejection and betrayal. As a coping mechanism, children of alienation may be more susceptible to substance abuse, self-harm, and other risky behaviors. The psychological effects of parental alienation can be severe and long-lasting, affecting the child's overall well-being. It is crucial to understand the emotional toll this abuse takes on innocent children. I hope this video has helped paint a clearer picture of the reality and severity of parental alienation. The symptoms in children and the alienating tactics I described are the most prominent red flags, but there are also more subtle signs to be aware of. If you are a family member witnessing these behaviors during a high-conflict divorce or a social worker involved in such cases, please stay vigilant. Evaluate the facts rather than the stories told by potential alienators and their victims, as this is a case of manipulation akin to famous Stockholm Syndrome. Please consider sharing and subscribing to help raise awareness about this devastating problem and perhaps help me to reunite with my sons. Thank you for being a part of this journey. In the next video, I will discuss flaws in the system and how social workers, often oblivious to the problem, inadvertently aid alienators,